And like, just get us to the destination.
He's like, I don't sound my thing. Hey, can I put an offensive player in? Like, no. That's what he wants to do. Shador is just crushing it at camp. What's the deal? Is this guy going to start
or
what?
The excuse is he's playing backups, right? That's what they're saying.
Or 7 guys.
No, but
he's doing it with the backup receivers.
Yeah, it's good.
Right?
He's doing great.
When he's playing the backup
stuff, get him in there. Meanwhile, Big Show debuts at number 50 on the NFL Top 100. Now, Brew, he had 41 touchdowns last year. You're on your phone researching some Brock Purdy stats. Are you worried that Brock is not making the top 100 now? It's getting there.
It ain't looking good. I mean, Baker, after last season, Baker should be ahead of him.
Yeah.
So,
you think?
Fluid still.
Wow.
We'll see.
We'll see.
But right now,
you got 49 guys to
go.
go.
It's a lot of apologies to your old buddy Nick Wright coming
Micah wants out. Gave his trade demand to Stephen Jones personally last week, but Jerry Jones not worried, said, don't lose any sleep over it. The sports media world, however, is losing sleep, coming up with potential trades late into the night. Steve Ruiz and Deontay Lee writing in The Ringer. Baltimore, defense hasn't forced more than 1 turnover in any playoff run during the Lamar Jackson era. Could clearly use a game-changing pass rusher, bro. Parsons could be the final piece. Take down Josh Patrick or Joe Burrow. Get over the top. Here's the proposed trade. 26th first-round pick, 26th third-round pick. Oweh and TJ Tampa to the Cowboys. Ravens get Micah and a 2027 sixth-round pick. To the Ravens try to make this work.
Sign me up. I mean, if I'm the Ravens, absolutely. And look, Oweh is pretty good, so the Cowboys are they're getting something. 10 sacks last year. So they're getting something. If I'm Dallas, though, I would not do this. I would not do it. I think you can get more from Micah. Because those, look, their first round, it's a first-round pick, but it's going to be late. It's going to be late 20s, 30s. But if I'm Baltimore and I could get this, absolutely.
Yeah, look, Micah Parsons to the Baltimore Ravens, it just makes sense. It fits a pass rusher like that. The issue that I have with this is not how Baltimore likes to do their business. They are one of those organizations where they draft their guys, they develop their guys, they want to breed their own guys. They will and have every so often pulled guys in free agency, but
you say they wouldn't do that?
No, I didn't say they wouldn't.
It's not their thing.
It's just not their thing.
Derrick Henry wasn't their thing.
Yeah, but he also was not.
Counterpoint.
No, that is true, but that's why it was rare, because Greg's right. Like, they are a draft and develop
I think Greg's right, but this is Micah Parsons.
I started off by saying, of course you would.
If I were Baltimore, I would not do that.
What?
That is, guys, when you draft well and when you have a quarterback who next year's cap hit right now is $74 million. Now, they're probably going to give him an extension, whatever it is. You can't be in the business of having highest paid all over the team. You just can't be. And so the teams...
Well, that's what we want Dallas to do.
But no, I think Dallas has made grievous mistakes in building that team. That's why I said last year I would have made it a prove a year with Dak. Here's why I'm saying I don't think the Ravens should do it. I wouldn't want the Chiefs to do this.
The Chiefs have the hardware.
Right.
The Ravens are stuck.
Yeah.
I understand that. I do not, and I'm not trying to pivot the conversation, so I won't.
Okay.
I don't think the Ravens, I understand the point, and I love Stephen Ruiz and Deontay Lee's podcast. I think they're sharp guys. I also think they are part of a huge section of the football media that gets different Ravens playoff games than I do, because one of the things they wrote is they talked about how these playoff failures, a lot of the times the defense hasn't come through. I watched them lose a playoff game to Josh Allen when they allowed 17, or to the defense allowed 10 points, and Lamar had a pick 6. They lost 17-3. I watched them lose an AFC Championship game to the Chiefs, 17-10. It has not been the Bills' story of defensive collapses in the playoffs. The offense hasn't shown up. So I would not further. You need, when you draft well, cheap, young, good, surplus players, not a $44 million a year pass rusher.
You know what that is.
Scared.
What?
Yeah.
No,
That's the Chiefs fan.
No,
That's right.
You
You're
know,
scared. You're scared.
he's disguising it as analysis. Please. It's your worst nightmare to bring Micah to the AFC. With Lamar, this needs to look, again, if I was Dallas, I wouldn't do it. Can you imagine that? They would be
It would be like
a
you know what it would
super
be
team,
like? You know
a
what it'd be
circus
like?
in the
Imagine if somehow the Buffalo Bills added Prime Von Miller.
But
it would be a nightmare for the Chiefs.
Was it Prime Von Miller?
Well,
that
I mean, they gave him 6 years, $120 million.
But it wasn't
he got
Prime
hurt.
Von
He
Miller.
got hurt, but they gave him 6 years, $120 million, and it was a grievous mistake they made. And so I don't think Mike would be I don't think it could be a grievous mistake to get Micah. I don't think it'd be smart. Go ahead.
Next up. These are all just ideas because we don't necessarily know if Mike is being traded. Probably not. An idea from The Athletic. The Bears struggling on offense in the scrimmages. And the Khalil Mack trade that they made is the historical precedent for a trade like this. The Athletic noting, Cowboys would get a 26th first, a 27th first, a 27th third, and a 27th sixth. And the Bears would get Micah Parsons a 4th and a 7th. Nick, do you like this trade for the Chicago Bears?
This one's closer because you're not paying your quarterback a lot and because you've already spent so much investment on the offensive side of the ball. However, if I'm Chicago, I don't want to give up my next 2 drafts.
Exactly. Thank you.
You know what I mean? Even though, because I do think Chicago can be a playoff team this year, but I think it is, I have to reevaluate how close I thought they were from last year, which I was obviously wrong about. I don't look at them as being one player away from winning the Super Bowl. And so if I were Chicago, that's one I probably wouldn't do. If I were Dallas, I think I would take that trade.
2 firsts.
I would 2 firsts from a team that it's in play.
2 firsts and a 3rd.
And it's in play that the Bears aren't great next year. It's not possible that the Ravens pick is not going to be the 8th pick of the draft.
But
I think the Bears will be good, but that could be the top. That's what I'm saying. Could be the 8th pick of the draft.
Yeah. I'm with you. I wouldn't do it if I'm the Bears because I don't think they're close enough where if they get Micah, all of a sudden they could win the NFC. So I would not do that. I don't know if I'd do it if I'm Dallas because you got a $60 million quarterback. You got a $34 million receiver. You might end up paying Pickens. Like this trade means we're rebuilding. But you paying all that money to your quarterback and receiver. So I wouldn't do it if I'm Chicago, though.
Yep, nope, I'm not doing it if I'm Chicago. It's giving up too much. To your point, when you think about what they are hoping Caleb Williams is going to become, you want those future picks to continue to add some younger pieces. I know you're not paying him, but if you're not going to win it this year because of that one player, like you mentioned, no. I'm not doing this if I'm Chicago.
Head to Buffalo, where we're looking at another team that needs to do something to get over on Kansas City. It's tough with their cap space, but we've got an idea from you.
Yeah, so
No, go ahead.
I put the trade together because NFL.com suggested them but didn't have the trade. And so it's Ed Oliver, who I think is the value of a first-round pick, plus a first and a second. So that's a lot. And what you get is Micah Parsons. Now, again, if you trade Ed Oliver, you open up $2 million in cap space. You would have to do some major reworking of deals to make this work. Unlike Baltimore, I think Buffalo has 2 things happening. One is their offense does work, achieve in the postseason consistently. Their defense falls apart.
Yep.
And the other one is I think the head coach there has a hotter seat than Baltimore's head coach.
Yeah.
Because I think that Harbaugh's won a Super Bowl, but also people, even though it's very unpopular to say, everybody kind of knows what's been Baltimore's issue in the postseason. And in Buffalo, I think people think the issue in the postseason's got a lot to do with our coach. So if I'm Sean McDermott, I might say, we tried it once with Von Miller, didn't work. We'll try it again and try to get an impact defensive player. Cap-wise, very, very difficult. But I wouldn't hate if you're Buffalo and it's like, you know what? We gotta take a huge swing to shake the snow globe for the inevitable matchup with Kansas City.
I do agree with you on the Baltimore point. Like, obviously, I'd still get Micah if I could. But even if they got Micah,
you'd still be worried.
Yeah, they still have the question of, are they going to play their best football in the biggest games in the postseason? Buffalo, I like Ed Oliver. I think this is pretty good for both teams. I think their defense, Oliver is tough. You get these 2 picks. I love it for Buffalo.
And the Cowboys
I think
need a
Buffalo,
D-tackle.
they gave up 32 to the Chiefs last year. That was the only time the Chiefs scored over 30 in the whole season. And so their defense has been the problem in the playoffs, and Micah obviously solves that. That's a good one, I think.
For Buffalo, Ed Oliver will be a huge hole in the middle of your defense. Obviously, Micah Parsons is going to pressure the quarterback, and that's what you want. And so I like this one. This is, I want to say, one of the ones that I did like. I like this one because I like this one because when you get to the postseason, you got to get somebody. You got to have somebody that can get pressure on these quarterbacks. If you don't have that, you're going to give Patrick Mahomes or potential Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson, all these great quarterbacks in the AFC. Bo Nix, according to Sean Payton, all this time to make plays with their guys around them, and you don't want to have that if you're Buffalo. To your other point, Sean McDermott, man, your defense got to step up in the postseason.
Yeah, I wonder how desperate the Bills are. If they watch the Super Bowl, jokes aside, and they're like, oh, they sacked Mahomes 6 times. And the other Super Bowl I watched Patrick Mahomes, like Tampa Bay was all over him. And I know it was a banged-up line. But, like, we're not just going to be able to go toe-to-toe, mano-y-mano, and beat this team. We can't do it. We have to sort of...
You mean toe-to-toe offensively?
Yeah.
Like, we have to...
Like, you guys score, we'll score. You got to do something.
You got to have... Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing.
Mahomes needs to have a bad game.
Right.
I don't think a medium game... He doesn't have medium games.
I think,
either is excellent or bad.
And against the Bills in the playoffs, I think it's 12 touchdowns, 1 turnover, like a 112 passer rating, and they score 30 points every game. You know what I mean? Like they've never once made him uncomfortable in the playoff
Exactly.
game.
And you get that player that can be the swing player that now with Patrick Mahomes on the field, you got a player that you feel like, okay, we need to play.
Yeah.
Late Kevin Green.
That's why I say defense wins championships.
Yeah.
No one listens to me, except the Eagles and good defensive teams. Head to Jacksonville. This is interesting. Got Travis on defense already. Could they add Micah, the ringer, writing, the Jags desperately need true blue chip player to anchor their pass rush after finishing in the bottom 5 total QB hits and quick pressures. Do you like this move for the Cowboys? They get a 27 first, 26 second. Walker, Etienne, Hamilton. The Jags get Parsons in a 27 third.
If I'm Dallas, send it in.
Yeah.
I think Travis Etienne has been, I know, he has been disappointing compared to what he was thought of coming out of Clemson. But I still believe in the talent. It just hasn't, but he seems to have been kind of usurped by Bigsby there anyway. Trayvon Walker has been disappointing in that he was the #1 pick of a draft when everyone's like, why don't you just take Aiden Hutchinson? And Trent Baalke's like, I'll tell you why, because I know better. And it's like, no, you don't. But he's still 10 sacks each.
Yes.
You know, he's a good player. And those are good picks. Like if I were the Cowboys, I would do that. If I'm the Jags and I have the Prince and Travis and Micah to become the best big 3 in football, some would say so. I think that would work for both teams.
You were good until you went to the Prince stuff.
Okay.
But I think this is the best offer for the Cowboys. Because you look at the picks. That next pick, or in 27 could be great.
Probably pick 30.
Trayvon Walker, like you said, is 20 sacks in the last 2 years.